Welcome to Living Full, My Gutless Journey. In today's video, I'm going to do a bag change and tell you a story about an incident with my bag. It was more a mishap than like something that was embarrassing. This incident happened inside my bathroom. No one was around to see what happened. But I felt overwhelmed and it was definitely a mishap. I was frustrated. But yeah, let me tell you the story. So while I change my bag, I will tell you the story. Where's the opening? Oh. So this incident happened about a month ago, I would say. It was after my proctectomy surgery, and that was March 13th. I was in a rush to go see my urologist. I had blood in my Foley bag, and I was frustrated because I don't know why I was having blood in my Foley bag. I thought something was wrong with my bladder. So I was going to empty my bag, just like dump it out. And and I went into the bathroom, and I was kind of rushing because I just called my urologist to schedule like an emergency appointment. And he was like, come on in. Can you be in the next 2 hours? And I was like, sure, yes I can. And it was about 30 minutes by an Uber, by driving. So I got dressed, took a shower, and I wanted to see that my doctor. I really wanted to see my doctor because I was scared of this blood in my Foley bag. That was not supposed to happen. And I was like, let's get this checked out as soon as possible. And I was having, like when you have to go to the bathroom, just like to go number one, and you have that intense urge to urinate. I was having that sensation every 15 minutes or so. And and it was really intense, and it made my eyes water, and that came along with the blood coming out of my Foley bag. So I was like, get me to this doctor, make sure nothing is wrong, hopefully there's no complications. And it was funny because that I had a complication that made me get the Foley bag. And now the Foley bag was having complications. So I was really frustrated. So I was like, let's go. So right before I left to go to the appointment, I wanted to make sure my ostomy bag was empty. So I went to the bathroom, and I had a skirt on that day. I had a long skirt on that day. And I went to lift it up. Wow, hold on. My skin is really red right now around my stoma. Eee. It's a little raw. It's a little red around my stoma. My skin is kind of red and irritated. So I'm going to put some skin barrier spray on, more than I usually do. Oy. Sorry, I gotta focus and put my powder on. I don't want to put too much. So I'm gonna not talk right now. I think that will do. I'm gonna let that dry. And while this is drying, I'm gonna cut out my the flange piece. Okay, so I went to pull up my skirt so I can get my bag out to empty into the toilet. And I don't know why I didn't have the toilet seat already opened. I don't know, don't ask. But I was pulling up my skirt and realized, let me show you, and realized that this Velcro piece wasn't stuffed under here, like tucked under here, to protect it from sticking to any clothes that you might have on. So this was hanging out like this. And it wasn't all the way snapped onto the Velcro. I think only the side was not stuck on. This side was, but this side wasn't. So I went to lift up my skirt, and my skirt got caught on the Velcro that was exposed. And I saw it, and I was like, oh shoot. And then I don't know why I let go of my skirt, but somehow my skirt detached the other side of the Velcro piece. And just like that, just like you saw it roll open, it rolled open. Woo, woo, woo. And guess where all my output went? Splat on the floor, and it went splat so hard that it went up on the walls, it went up on the bathtub, it went on the curtain, it went on my bath rug. And I was kind of in a rush. I had 5 more minutes to leave, and if I didn't leave within those 5 minutes, I would have been late. And so I stood there, and I was like, I was making some noises, and my sister was in her room, and my sister could hear me outside the door. She's like, is everything okay? I was like, yes, everything's okay. And I came out and told her what had happened. And she was like, oh, no, I can clean it up while you go to your appointment. And I was like, hell no. I was like, you're not touching my output. No and no. So I told her to leave the door shut to that bathroom and to leave it alone, do not clean it. And I would clean it once I got back from my appointment. So now, make sure this Velcro piece is really attached. I check to see that it's actually on by, I don't know, testing it out. And I make sure this is tucked in. Okay. The entire time I was at my appointment, I was thinking of going home and cleaning up that mess that I made. I was pissed and frustrated, but that was the very first incident, the very first mishap that happened to me with my ostomy bag at home. I had some incidences while in the hospital, but that really wasn't my fault because they gave me pretty much a non-functional bag. But when I did come home, and by the way, they were not concerned with the blood inside my bag. They actually changed my catheter there. And after that, I had no more blood for the next few weeks inside my bag. So I did come home, mopped up the mess, and like sprayed some air freshener in there. But yeah, that was not fun. And again, make sure this is closed correctly so that doesn't happen to you. But yes, that was my mishap, and hopefully that never happens again. But I know there's going to be more mishaps in the future because I'm going to have this bag for the rest of my life. And I'm very, very young. When those mishaps do happen, I will tell you about them. But thanks for watching and listening to my story and watching me change my bag. Please subscribe, give me a like, say hello in the comments. But I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Gotta wash my hands.